Hello everyone. So welcome you all to Ashok Tutorials Meghalaya's first MTech channel. So my dear friends, today in this video we are going to discuss about Unit 7 and the topic we have here is techniques and tools of SBA or school-based assessment, including what? Including activity-based assessment, observational assessment, rubrics assessment and achievement test. So we are going to study about different tools, different techniques, different styles used by the teachers to assess the students according to SBA. Now SBA helps teachers understand how well students are learning through different methods. All right, so it will help the teachers to understand how well the students are learning according to my teaching. Below are the key techniques and tools. So let us see what are the tools and techniques we as teachers can make use of in order to assess the students at school. Activity based assessment, what it is. So what is activity based assessment? So of course by the word itself you understand, right? Activity means it has something to do with activity. So students learn through hands-on activities that make lessons more engaging. So you should organize more and more activities at school so that the students are learning by doing. How it is done? So how do we do activity based assessment? Teachers assess students based on their participation and understanding rather than just a written test. So if I want to assess my student according to their activity, then I will see how much engaged they are in the different tasks assigned to them, how much participation they show, and how much interest they show with the peers, with the friends, and how much active they are in taking part in group activities, group discussions. So those things a teacher can observe. For example, in a science class, students create a simple water filter using sand, pebbles, and charcoal. The teacher evaluates their understanding by checking if the filter works and asking questions about the process. So, of course, we know we all have been to science exhibition, right? We enjoy science exhibition. So, in science exhibition, the students they make different type of models. Some do pollution, some do rainwater harvesting, some do volcano, right? So here example is given that the students are making a simple water filter by making use of sand, pebbles and charcoal. And as a teacher, how can you assess them? You can assess them by asking them how does it work, or you know how what is the process, or what is the method in which your filter works, and how much purified the water will be. Will it be drinkable or not? What is the pH level of the water? So all these can be asked by the teacher. Observation method. What is observation? Again, you understand by the word itself. Observation means you will observe the child, observe how the child is behaving, what are his skills, what are his or her shortcomings, how they participate, how they engage, how they interact. So all these things you will observe. Now what do teachers do? Teachers they use checklist. All right, we will use checklist or notes, or we can note down or record whatever we are observing, whether the child is abusive, whether the child is proudy, whether the child is slow learner, depressed child, or mentally retarded child, or physically spatially able child. So whatever the situation or the status of the child is, that can be noted down. Example, a teacher observes a group discussion on environmental pollution and notes which students share ideas, listen well, and works as a team. So you are a teacher and you have 6 students whom you have asked to do a group discussions on air pollution. So they are doing, they are taking out, or they are taking part in group discussions on air pollution. Now you will observe who is giving ideas, who is listening carefully, who is not being attentive, then who have much to say, and who have the better idea, understanding, reasoning. So all these things you will observe, right? Now rubrics is important for your MTET. What is rubrics? Rubrics means scoring guide. Remember, it is a type of scoring guide where you give scores to the learners. What it is? a clear and structured way to grade student work. So a rubrics is a structured way, right? It is a scorecard or it is a scoring guide which do grading of the students. Grading means ranking of the students, all right? How is it done? Teacher use criteria like excellent, good, and needs improvement to grade, right? In your report card also you will see that some students you give the feedback like excellent, some very good, some average, some poor, some very poor, some satisfactory, right? So these are what? These are grading. You are grading the learners, right? For an essay writing task, students graded based on their criteria, three criteria. So suppose you have asked the learner that please go and write an essay on climate change. So you have got different students in your class, right? So you have George in your class, you have Ashok in your class, you have Shweta in your class, you have Anmerita in your class, you have Mary in your class, you have Riva in your class, you have Jonata in your class, right? So all these students are there in your class. Now, how will you grade them or how will you give them marks? So ideas, first of all, example, right? This is just an example. First of all, you will give 40% to the ideas, clarity and relevance of ideas. So all these 6 to 10 students have written the essay, but who has given the best idea? So you will give them marks out of 40, right? Grammar, you will check which student has performed the best according to the grammar, and you will see how they have presented, what type of formats they have used, what type of handwriting they have, right? So all these you will observe and you will give marks to the students. Each criterion is scored from 1 to 5, and the total score determines the final grade. So suppose you find that yes, Ashok is the one who has done it very well, right? So he is the one who deserves 99, right? 99%, or he is the one who deserves 5 out of 5 or 4 out of 5, right? Like that you will give the scoring to the learner. So this is called rubrics, all right, where we grade the students, or we do the ranking of the students. Now we have achievement test. What it is? So short test used to measure how much students have learned. So achievement tests are the short test which we conduct in order to check how much the learner has learned. And how it is done: test can be in the form of written exams, quizzes, or oral questions. So you can ask them to do class test, you can ask them to write exams, or you can ask them questions orally and you can assess them. Example: a maths teacher give a short test on fractions and decimals after completing the topic to see if students understand, right? So achievement test we always do in the class, like a class test, right? And we see out of 10 or 20 how much their students are getting. So whatever the marks they get, according to that how much they have understood, we can assess that, right? In conclusion, each of these techniques play an important role in understanding students' progress. Activity-based assessment make learning interactive, observation tracks students' participation, rubrics provide clear grading guidelines, and achievement test measures how much students have learned. So, different techniques are used for different purpose. So, as you can see that activity-based assessment makes learning interactive, how much interactive the child is. Observational track the participation, the engagement of the learner, right? Then rubrics help us to grade the students, and achievement test help us to understand how much the children has actually understood what is being taught to him or her, right? So this is all in this video. So thank you everyone for staying connected with Shok Tutorials, Meghalaya's first MTech channel. Thank you.